Today we'll be doing round two of the spinner battle, the 2012 Republican primary. I did the first video about a couple weeks ago now. If you haven't seen that yet, check it out. Like I said, this is the spinner battle round two semifinals. It'll be between the remaining three candidates, Mitt Romney, Rick Santorum, Newt Gingrich. If you recall in the first episode, Mitt Romney won the first round. Ron Paul was eliminated because remember this was between the top four finishers in the real 2012 Republican primary. And so now, like I said, we got the three left after Ron Paul, excuse me, took an exit in the first round. So this is the semifinals. And let's get right into it. We're going to start off in the state of Alaska. And remember, we're doing a wheel spin, so Mitt Romney is going to be number one. Number two is going to be Santorum, and Gingrich number three. So let's take the first spin and see who takes Alaska. And that's going to be number three. Newt Gingrich takes the state of Alaska. Next is Hawaii. It's also number three. Gingrich takes Hawaii. Next is the territory of American Samoa. And once again, Gingrich takes it, so he gets three in a row to start off. Next is the territory of Guam. And that's going to go for Mitt Romney. Next is the Northern Mariana Islands. Close one, but it'll be a number three. Newt Gingrich takes it. Next is the Virgin Islands. And that'll also be a number three. Gingrich takes that, dominating so far. Next is Puerto Rico, the last territory. That's going to be a number one. It goes to Mitt Romney. Next is the state of Washington. That'll also be a number one. Romney takes Washington. Next is the state of Oregon. It's going to be a number three. It goes for Gingrich. Next is California. And it's going to be a number two. So Rick Santorum is now on the board as he takes his first state. He wins California. Next is the state of Nevada. It's also going to be a number two. So now Santorum gains some momentum. And he's already in the lead just like that with 200. Just by winning California. Next is the state of Idaho. That's going to be a close number two. It goes for Santorum. And next is Montana. It's going to be a number three. It goes for Newt Gingrich. Next is Wyoming. And that's also going to be a Gingrich state. Next is Utah. It's going to be a close number two. It goes for Santorum. Next is Arizona. It's going to be a number two. It goes for Santorum as well. Next is New Mexico. And a number two. It goes for Santorum yet again. Next is Colorado. And that's going to be a number three. It goes for Gingrich. Next is North Dakota. It's going to be a number two. It goes for Santorum. Next is South Dakota. And that's going to be a number one. It goes for Mitt Romney, so he finally gets another state. And next is the state of Nebraska. It's also going to go for Romney. Next is Kansas. That's going to be a number two. It goes for Santorum. Next is Oklahoma. It's going to be a number three. It goes for Gingrich. Next is Texas. It's going to be a number one. It goes for Mitt Romney. Next is Minnesota. And that's going to be a number three. It goes for Gingrich. Next is Iowa. And that's also going to be a number three. Newt Gingrich takes Iowa. Next is the state of Missouri. It's going to be a number two. It goes for Santorum. Next is Arkansas. It's going to be a number three. It goes for Gingrich. Next is Louisiana. And that's going to be a number one. It goes for Mitt Romney. Next is the state of Wisconsin. It's going to be a number two. It goes for Santorum. Next is Michigan. And a number two. It goes for Santorum. Next is Illinois. That's going to be a number three. It goes for Gingrich. And next is the state of Kentucky. That's going to be a number one. It goes for Mitt Romney. Next is the state of Indiana. It's going to be a number 2. It goes for Santorum. Next is the state of Ohio. And that will also be a number 2. It goes for Rick Santorum. Next is Tennessee. It's going to be a number 1. It goes for Romney. Next is Mississippi. It's going to be a number 2. It goes for Santorum. Next is Alabama. It's going to be a number 2. Rick Santorum. Next is Florida. And that'll be a number 2. Rick Santorum. Next is the state of Georgia. Number 2. It goes for Santorum. Doing well here in the South. Next is South Carolina. Let's see if he can keep that up. And he will not. So Newt Gingrich takes South Carolina. And I believe he did take that in the first round too. So he wins it yet again. Next is North Carolina. It's going to be a number 2, Rick Santorum. Next is the state of West Virginia. It's going to be a number 3, Newt Gingrich. And let's go up to the state of Maine. It's going to be a number 2, Santorum. Next is New Hampshire. It's going to be a number 3, Newt Gingrich takes New Hampshire. Next is the state of Vermont. It's going to be a number 2, Rick Santorum. Next is the state of New York. So number 1, it goes for Mitt Romney. Next is Mitt Romney's former home state of Massachusetts, where he was the governor, and he will win it. Mitt Romney takes Massachusetts here. Next is the state of Connecticut. It's going to be a number 1, Mitt Romney. Next is Rhode Island. It's going to be a number 2, Rick Santorum. And next is the state of New Jersey. A number 1, it goes for Mitt Romney. Next is the state of Delaware. That's a number 3, it goes for Newt Gingrich. Next is the state of Maryland. It's going to be a number 1, Mitt Romney. And next is the District of Columbia. It's going to be a number 3, it goes for Newt Gingrich. Next is the state of Pennsylvania, that is Rick Santorum's home state. However, it's going to go for Mitt Romney here. And Santorum actually won Pennsylvania in the first round. But like I said, it goes for Mitt here. And now we got to the remaining state of Virginia. Let's see who takes it. And that's going to be a Gingrich state. So there you have it. Rick Santorum wins round 2 this time. Again, 1,064 delegates. Mitt Romney comes in second with 701. And unfortunately for Newt Gingrich, he comes in third, so he's eliminated with 561 delegates. So Newt Gingrich put up a pretty decent showing in parts of the country, but it wasn't enough as Santorum mostly dominated, and Romney wasn't far behind. So now it will be between Rick Santorum and Mitt Romney for the nomination in the final round. Newt Gingrich takes an exit here in the semifinals. So like I said, it'll be Santorum and Romney in the next and also last video, the final round. So who gets a nomination in the spinner battle. I thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed this. Subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, and I'll see you next time.